everybody.
Hey guys,
Welcome to
back to
DVD
Extras.
Yeah.
Hey, we did it, kind of.
Not as good as Brian Garrett.
That was
though,
not
man.
good at
Yeah.
all. That wasn't good
What
at
the
all.
fuck was that?
That's what we call
when we-
Jameson.
You know when we said that you had a great intro?
Yeah.
That's why.
That's right. Okay.
That's why.
The spectrum is really low. This is also YouTube exclusive, so this is all video. So feel free to look at the camera as much as you want.
Oh, I've been
Or
peeking
not at
over
all.
there. Yeah, no,
I
absolutely.
barely look at the camera anymore. It's hard to like turn my head because I'm old. My neck's broken.
He's got that Batman
Don't
neck.
even play. Dude. I see you put the oldest dude, so I'm just like straight on. So I don't have to bend, don't have to twist, nothing. Thank you.
Chris has like the
You have to like.
where is she? You know, very yeah.
Swear to me.
Dude, that last podcast was really fun. Thank you so much for being
Yes,
on
thank
that.
you
That
for
was really
stopping
good.
by.
Okay.
No, this is cool.
Good morning, Noko. Make sure you guys
Good
check
morning,
it out from
Noto. And obviously, if you haven't checked out Wednesday's episode, definitely make sure to
fuck you
watch that.
doing?
Yeah. Why are you watching this and not Wednesday?
Well,
like,
go
watch
back
this
and
too.
watch
Yeah.
Wednesday. But no,
Yeah.
you want to check this out, but watch Wednesday. This is
Yeah.
cool. I really like the way you guys roll into this. The idea is great. Whose idea was it?
I'll
That-
take it.
Was it
I'll
yours?
take it.
The,
It's
the,
all this
the
guy.
five? No, that's really cool because I used to play a game on the radio called Give Me Six.
Okay.
Where I would just pick a topic and say, like, okay, you have 15 seconds, name me 6 things made with dough.
Okay.
You know, or something like that. And it's amazing when you put a clock on somebody
Yep.
and make them try to think. But you guys throw this out. You pull something out, you say you got 7 minutes. You think, man, that's an eternity. That may be too long. And then
Exactly.
when you get going into it with you
Yeah.
guys, the time flies because you both really do know some shit about a lot of different things, which
Yeah,
is what,
we're the-
which makes this, it's got to seem kind of unlimited where you can go with
We
it.
don't
Yeah.
know a goddamn thing.
Well, see, this
man.
thing is like, what's that saying? The jack of all trades, but master of none.
Yeah, no, I get that. But
So
I,
it's that and fake it till you make it. That's
Yep,
exactly
that
what the
also
show's all about.
That's very
man.
true. That's very true. I mean, we've had some topics back in the early days where we just did not know what the fuck we're talking about. Like,
We still have those, but we deal with them all.
yeah,
I
like
do
we had.
too for 4 hours a morning, for
There you
God's
go. There you
sake.
go.
Yeah.
But we had like agriculture pulled out once, and we're just like, we know
Second episode, actually.
literally nothing about agriculture.
I know that cow flew by in Twister.
There
That's
you
right.
go.
You know,
that would
There
be-
you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
With that
it was
beautiful
awful. It was
red
so
Dodge
bad.
Ram.
Yeah,
I think it was a 2500. Yeah.
yeah. No,
don't
it was
know.
way before that.
So that was your agriculture report.
Yeah, for sure.
that's
It was
all right.
terrible. We got shit on so bad.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, corn, right? Because, you know, a lot of people are from Weld County who watch this, so they know a lot more than we do. And one of our viewers was an agricultural real estate guy.
Shouts, Kirk.
Yeah, shout out to Kirk. And he was just like, what the fuck are you guys? Well, he didn't say fuck, but he's just like, what are you doing?
Absolutely, man. It's insane. Now, before, because I do have a couple of questions for you, Mr.
Absolutely.
Mr. Grande, if I may.
Please.
Senor.
For some reason, like we talked about this earlier when it came to like Pink Floyd and things like that. Aerosmith came up, and I'm always curious to see what people think about Aerosmith because I think you either love them or hate them,
Hate him.
and I'm really in between because, like for example, I think their earlier stuff like Sweet Emotion.
They're 2 bands.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sweet Emotion and Dream On. I think are their best work, and they'll never top that for me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, for me, one of those albums that changes your life,
Yeah,
Get Your Wings.
really.
Aerosmith. Train Kept a Rolling, SOS. That album, during that time, Toys in the Attic,
Yep.
Rats in the Cellar.
Yeah.
You know, those things, that was Aerosmith to me. They took it, them and the Scorpions were a couple bands right around then
yeah.
that kind of took it in a direction that I thought was really cool. You know, so I really appreciate the early stuff. Soon as Dude Who Looks Like a Lady, and actually when they found the combo with Run DMC, because Aerosmith had kind of run their
was
course,
probably
they
the
had
peak
done
right
their
there.
thing.
That was like a resurgence.
Then they
Yeah.
were brought into superstar level. Aerosmith will always go down as, you know, like the cheap man's Rolling Stones. You know,
Okay.
they'll
That's actually
always,
a really good description.
you know, they'll always
Jesus.
kind of be that. But when they ran into Run DMC, it put them in a whole nother light. Then all of a sudden, the number one came with "I Don't Want to Miss a Thing." The only song they had that hit, you know, number one, I think, was
still think it's
that one,
such a
which
weird
was the biggest cheese ball that they ever recorded.
Because that was for that movie,
Not
right?
only that, it was just weird because it was his daughter that he was singing that about, like during the scene with the fucking animal crackers. I'm like, dude, that's your daughter, and you're like
That's
singing in the
creepier and
background.
shit. Yeah, no, just very creepy. But it was a period where
Because you
they
didn't
got
understand
huge.
the context, bro. Okay. He wasn't singing about, like, you know, his lady. He was singing about, like, how he didn't want to miss his kid growing up, dog. Come on.
That's still fucking weird, dude.
Still strange.
Imagine if you sang
But-
like your like the first dance at like Morgan's wedding.
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying.
But no, I'm a fan. I appreciate Aerosmith, appreciate the longevity. Actually, some of the best music. Steven Tyler had a great solo album that he did with the Cadillac 3 out of Nashville, where he did a country album with a really cool kick to it, which was really neat. And one of the best acts, if you've never listened to, look, any of you classic rockers out there that are from my era, if you never checked out Whitford St. Holmes, Brad Whitford of Aerosmith and Derek St. Holmes, who was a vocalist for Ted Nugent
name.
and many others. Derek St. Holmes is just kick ass. But they put out an album incredible. And about 10 years ago, they reunited for another one that was half ass. But that original, if you can find it, is knockout.
I feel like I have to like hang out with Brian Gary and just get super high and listen to like albums that he just wants to listen to. That sounds amazing.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, no, sir. This is my heaven
We'll do
right
it
now. Is getting to
7-Eleven
talk
DoorDash.
about this.
Yeah.
You know, 7-Eleven DoorDash, just get all the munchies.
Totally
I
sad.
thought about this. So my birthday is next week. I'm turning 33. So instead of celebrating my 33rd birthday, I was like, yo, what if I just like push it off and I celebrate my 33 and a third birthday?
Oh, dude, do I love that.
But you know the problem. You know what the third is from August 25th is Christmas.
Oh, really?
Dude, let's
So
do
my
it.
33 and a third birthday
Also,
is
it's
fucking
It's going to be on Christmas.
Yeah, what are we doing for your birthday, by the way?
Hosting trivia.
Are we really hosting trivia?
I don't know when
birthday?
this episode's coming out, but they wouldn't be listening to this
No, they wouldn't be
episode.
listening, yeah.
So we hosted trivia 2 weeks ago, guys.
So can I take you? Let's go vinyl shopping beforehand and Bazaar Bazaar.
Sure.
Let's go Bazaar Bazaar. I'll buy you 2 albums and then we'll come over here and hang out.
If I find 2 albums, I'm very picky.
That's very fair.
I'm very picky.
No,
Are you
okay.
really?
Yeah.
I've got
Like I could find an album like of an artist that I really want, and then I'm like, pull out the album. That's not worth $30. That's like a $10 album.
That's hard.
I can understand that a bit, but I have such an extensive vinyl collection. It's a time machine, man.
Do you
Again,
have anyone that will take that over if you never want it again? 'Cause
Yeah. So
if
can you put us
Hala
on
should-
your will for your
Yeah.
vinyl
I
collection?
will if you
It'd
don't
be
mind,
perfect,
like
yeah.
original Elvis, Jailhouse Rock picture sleeve.
That's
dude.
fucking perfect.
You know, that Beatles White Album on Direct Metal Master, German pressing,
There you go.
Virgin vinyl, never been touched on a turntable. Yeah, I've got a lot of really cool
Dibs.
old pieces.
Yeah, I guess you call dibs.
I call dibs.
The law of dibs.
It is the law of dibs. Yeah.
You should. I'm gonna put that in my will. Anyone who said dibs gets it.
I dibs everything.
I dibs everything. Dibs.
Damn it.
I get your body after you die. Dibs.
I'm cool with that.
Well, yeah, I was going to say,
Sorry. Let's just
We
change
got so
complete direction. So
yeah.
you've been how long have you been doing radio for?
since, oh, shit.
Damn, dog.
No, we're coming up on
Say no more.
36 years.
That's
36
that's
years.
very cool, man.
Yeah.
I think one thing that I think we both have realized is speaking in front of a mic, or just to mass. It's not really mass for us, but speaking to a lot of people through just the
More than just us.
yeah. To more than 2 people, through the act of media, whether it be like it's out there and it's put out, is how to fill up space and not leave like a lot of blank space. Mm-hmm. Because it gets so bad when it's just like, yeah.
Yeah, see, right
That-
there.
yeah,
I was,
right
I was
there,
like,
that-
I was
yeah.
like, that's up on purpose. I almost said something.
No, I was taught in broadcasting school, man. If you have nothing to say, stick the mic up your ass and fart. Do something but make noise. Never let it go.
Yeah.
Never let it go dull. Which I understand, but there are times when silence says more than a word.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
just got to know when to do that.
for sure.
Yeah,
Now,
because like there'd be like some offhanded comment where like I say some joke and then he says some joke and then
The
we're just like,
silence
and then
says
we're
it
just
all.
like,
Yeah,
and then
the
he's just like,
the science
yeah.
is the comedy, right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Is there any advice you can give us or people who maybe are looking into doing just speaking in general that, like, how do you fill up that time? How do you take like a dull subject or like situation and just try to enlighten that, right? Because it's a lot of it's improvisation, from what I can imagine.
To me,
right?
it comes with just a total comfortability. Just when you get to the point where you can trust your heart and know that it's enough, when you can let your heart speak for
Never
you.
trust my heart, dude.
No, you've got to, because you can never fuck up. You can never be wrong or not believe what you're saying and have to cover for it if your heart's saying it. Now,
okay.
if you
All right.
come
Yeah,
from
yeah.
inside, you let that all, once you get comfortable with that and you get the trust with it, you know that, look, man, I'm covered because I mean what I'm saying. And I have always looked at the microphone as the most powerful vehicle on the planet.
Amen to that.
The microphone can be the deadliest weapon. It is more deadly than any gun, any firearm, any missile, anything that's out there. The spoken word and the microphone has that power.
Yeah.
We have too many people in this fucking world right now who do not understand, respect, and appreciate the power of a microphone.
Preach.
I can see
You
that.
are just right now, you are just letting off rapid fire, spewing all around with just a spray of gunfire without even targeting on one spot.
Yeah.
You've got to be very,
Yeah.
very direct with what you say. All of us who get behind a microphone, I don't care if you're doing a fucking podcast, I don't care if you're doing a radio show,
Yeah.
giving a speech in front of people. When you've got that microphone, realize the strength of what you've got in front of you and make sure what you're about to open is going to contribute to a positive effect from your words. If it's not, shut the fuck up. Because my
yeah.
grandfather once told me, Brian, never miss a good opportunity to shut the hell up. And
that
we
is
as a
so
society have missed the
Yes.
opportunity to shut the hell up.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, that was fucking bars, man.
That was
Dude,
good.
I
That was
believe
good.
it. I
Yeah.
believe it. And again, why? Because that's from the fucking heart, dude.
Absolutely.
I mean, I can't make
Yeah.
that up. That is genuine. It's real, and that's what you need to
No,
do.
absolutely, man. Everything you just said was fuck.
Yeah.
Like
right?
that was just so good. Because I mean, you're
Yeah.
absolutely right. I mean, like Chris and I obviously have our opinions that we don't try to put out there. The reason why we do this is because we want people to just get distracted or just enjoy or have
Exactly.
a
That's my
conversation
mission.
with us.
I
You
get
know,
that. Yeah.
We don't want to talk about like how shitty the world is because our point is like, hey, we all know how shitty things are. Let's
Right.
talk about some fun shit.
And I think-
Amen.
yeah, and I think the hardest thing that we come to struggle with is
And how like Twilight's one of the best book series of all time,
shut your
but it's
fucking
fun.
mouth. It's all about Harry Potter, okay? Yeah,
I
fucking hate
actually
Harry
saw all
Potter,
the
yeah.
Twilight movies. I did not see Harry Potter.
I didn't either.
I forced myself to watch all the Harry Potters recently, but no. God damn it! I love how that just
Confessions. This is
I'm
great.
not taking it
Forgive
past
me,
that,
Father.
okay, you
I have
guys.
sinned.
No, I honestly, I just watched this. I'm just like, why do people like this? I'm trying to get better about just like being more open as to why people like things, even if I don't like them. Just
Oh,
be like,
I'm trying
how
to
can I
too.
get that?
No,
you
I
know?
want to figure out why they appreciate it.
But no, I think you're absolutely right. There is a responsibility about putting yourself out there, and I think because of social media, that's been tainted so much to be like, I can say what I want with no repercussions, but also I can say what I
Yeah.
want and know that I'm right. Like that's. Honestly, like what we do, we try to make it more comedical because we know that like we like making people laugh.
That's all I want to do. I just want to bring joy. I'm the fucking happiness
Fuck yeah,
warrior.
yeah,
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I've always called myself, and that's what I want. My mission is to make the world a better place. My mantra has always been, we truly can change the world. People bitch about that the world is this, the world is that. Well, last time I checked, we are the world. All right? It's not just a song, we are. So
Yeah.
if we're waiting for the world to change, check yourself. You better fucking change because we are that.
Fuck
so
yeah.
be the one to take the lead, man. If you change, it spreads. Look, we've all got a circle of people. If you're the one in that circle who flips, people are going to flip with you.
Yep.
Have the balls to do it. Just be you and do what's fucking right. It ain't that hard, y'all.
Yeah, that's very true. And like that's kind of like
That's insane.
that's kind of like our mindset, just like trying to do stuff in Greeley just for random stuff. Like people come up to us and be like, have a project. We're like, okay. But if they tell us, then we're doing that freaking project for sure.
See what you guys are doing. I don't mean to interrupt you. I know you were about to speak, G.
No,
but,
no,
but,
I'm
but,
just enjoying the ride,
But
man.
what you guys are doing, I appreciate because what you're trying to do is bring a fire hose to the world.
Yeah.
The world is on fire right now, and most people who are doing what we're doing right now are throwing wood on that
just bitching
motherfucker.
about it instead of
They're
just-
just
Exactly.
tossing wood on it,
yeah.
And it happens every time. Whenever somebody puts a post on Facebook, what I've always said is reread that. reread that. And what I'm about to hit send to, is that going to throw a log on the fire, or is that going to do anything better?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
You know,
that's a
I mean,
good mindset.
just check it first before you hit publish. You know, reread that thing and see, is this really going to be of any benefit whatsoever?
Yeah.
You know?
Fuck yeah, man.
Dude, I used to be that dude who definitely threw logs
straight
on
troll.
everyone's
Yeah, yeah.
fire.
Yeah.
And then it just like, I don't know, it was like some weird fucked up thing where it's like, oh, this is fun. I'm having a good time. And then after a while, just like, what am I doing? I'm a sad piece of shit right now. Like,
Yeah, 'cause I mean,
why
like-
am I pissing people off on purpose?
No, exactly.
Yeah.
The litmus test to me
Yeah.
on a post, before you hit publish, read it and say to yourself, if the words "I said to myself" sound good at the end of it,
Yeah.
keep it there.
Yeah, yeah.
Because there's many times you rattle something else, and I read it and I go to myself. It should say "I said to myself,"
Right.
Because there's no way you need to let the world know that.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's something to be said about like having the empowerment of saying things, and we live in a country fortunate to where we can.
Agree.
But there's also, I think we've lost the fact that we don't realize that consequences come through that. And I wear a shirt all the time that says "Be a good person," and I do believe in that 100%.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yep.
I think compassion is something that we need more than anything, but I think at the same time, like you said, like the responsibility of being in front of a mic, you're gonna have the people that are on the
with
other end
great
of it.
power, you know?
And it's not even it's not even power, but I mean, people listen to this, and we have enough listeners that we keep on doing this.
Yeah.
I'm sure if we didn't have enough, we'd still be
We
doing
would
it
still be
anyways.
doing
But,
No, you would. We would. I
Yeah.
know all of us would, because this is what we do.
but I think that what we clicked so well in this last podcast is because we're all on the same page of just like we're here to entertain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's my purpose in this world, man. I mean, I
And
was
you
put
do
here.
a great job at it, by the way.
Well, I appreciate that greatly. I treasure the opportunity to use a mic to do good. You know,
Yeah.
To forward a good cause, whether it be to entertain, to put a smile on your face. I want to be that reason you walk away feeling better than you did when you ran into
Fuck
me.
yeah, I fuck
know?
with that.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And I love
good.
cursing too, so that's why I love that we have a podcast.
That's
That's
What's your favorite curse word, Mr. Brian Gary?
you know, it's hard to beat a good shit.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it
Especially
is
that
good.
shit truck.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
it does.
Shit
But
boys.
sometimes, you know, fuck is the only word that actually, you know, can. But when you're really at the end, you know, when you're at the edge of it, no word really helps take the edge off more
And fuck.
screaming
Dude.
than that.
Well, see, my favorite thing to do with fuck is like, you know, when I'm super frustrated, I start off with like a.
See, I take it the other way around.
builds.
I think I say shit for like more negative things, but fuck, I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
you know,
I
like-
get that. That's deep, bro. Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
that's good,
you,
that's
can,
good.
you can use it so many different ways.
What would you say that your thing is from when you first started to where you're at now that you can see that you like drastically improved? Maybe not immediately, but like over like throughout like your career of just being like, oh, when I first started radio, I was like, this is what I was lacking in doing. Like for example, I think for us, it was probably the pauses in between speaking.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get better about not saying or like a lot because I do that way too much. So is there any things like that that you kind of see in when you record or when you not record when you're broadcasting out there that you're just like, oh yeah, I used to do this like when I was like younger. Now I don't do it as much, or because there's always like an evolution of like trying to get better, right?
You know, for me, I've been me from day one, and I guess just what I've heard is more of a comfort in being me throughout the years.
Yeah.
And I know what I had to learn. In all honesty, dudes, when I left radio after the 30 years that I was in it, I left thinking I was pretty damn good. You know, I left. I'd accomplished, you know, and really anything you could accomplish in my
Yeah.
industry for awards and all that. And I left thinking that I was pretty good. I had everything together. I didn't realize that I needed to be broke down and get humbled. You know,
Gotcha.
so
Yeah.
what I found out that even though I thought everything that I was doing was for my family, for all those kind of things, it was bullshit because I was doing it for me.
Yeah.
And this time around, I'm doing it for my family and just because I love it. When before, I think I was probably guilty of chasing awards, of
Okay,
chasing
yeah.
some notoriety.
That's fair.
I think it's safe to say, as much as I like to think I wasn't, I probably got pretty full of myself.
Yeah.
And I think I just needed a good, you know,
Just take a step back and look at it.
I
right?
needed Mother Earth to come down and put me in place, which I didn't realize, didn't want, didn't encourage, but it broke me down. I had a couple of years where it was really, really dark. I saw a lot of darkness, and I tried to find my way through it, held on, and here I am now, kind of reborn, rebirthed at this time in life. So, and I feel this is the best version of me yet.
And would you say you're the happiest you've ever been when it comes to your career now?
Right now, I am thrilled with what I do. I love who I work with. And I guess what's most important is I love my wife more than I ever did.
Yeah.
You know, I'm 38 years into marriage. And,
congratulations, by the way.
And thank you. But I think
I think it was at your renew ceremony when I was a child.
Yeah, we did that. And that's where, quick, if I could tell this story when I was getting renewed my vows.
Yeah.
If you were there, I thought it would be funny. I got all these people there. I'm all set, and I go up and we wrote our own vows. And I said, honey, I brought all these people here today because I thought it was important that they were here to hear me tell you, honey, I'm gay. And I said this at the ceremony.
I vaguely remember something like that, but I didn't understand at the time.
The loudest silence anywhere was in that church.
That's fucking amazing.
Even the pastor turns around and goes, "Oh Lord." He turned, and then the silence was there, and then I just remember one buddy started laughing, and then it spread throughout. So, yeah, that was actually the greatest gift of all the shit I went through, was realizing that I appreciate what I have more than I ever did before.
Yeah, man. I think there's something to be said about ego that we don't talk about sometimes. I think sometimes, like, there's times where I'm where I'm at, and you probably see more than I do. Just like I think my ego sometimes gets the best of me.
Well, yeah, it's like that weird gray area of ego and confidence.
Yeah,
that's a really good point, Chris. That's a great way of describing that, because you need to think you're worth a shit to do what we do for a living.
Yeah, you need like that affirmation that what you're doing is the right thing to do. And when you get to that point where you're just like, I can't go below this, it's always like the ego just like, no, fuck, this is what I got to do, right?
Yeah.
I'm so terrified of that. I'm so terrified of like losing why I do this for a living.
You hit that wash of confidence, and then it's just straight you being an asshole because you think you're better than everyone.
And I hate that, because I know sometimes that's gotten through.
It's weird.
And I just hate it because you're just like, fuck, like I know I'm better. Like I know that I'm better than what I'm doing right now, in a sense of like groundedness and like humbleness of it, right? Because like it's crazy that you said like you were chasing awards instead of just really like trying to.
I didn't realize I was until I wasn't doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And for me, like I think right now, like we're not. I mean, like, at least I hope we're not. Like I think right now we're trying to do, so we just want to be better, not necessarily for like money or for like fame or for
that's
awards.
What we want to do.
You want to make an impact.
Yeah.
And you do that by being better and better each time, you know? I mean, you want to improve your craft. If you didn't, you guys suck.
Like I want to
satisfy exactly.
Like I want to satisfy like ourselves before we satisfy what other people are expecting of us, if that makes any sense, right?
No, it does.
So like
it does.
Yeah, like honestly, like this podcast, dude, this has been wonderful. Honestly, like this has been a really good DVD extras. And my favorites are when we have special guests and we can kind of go into depth and just have a conversation.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about. I'm not into interviews. I'm into talking with people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know?
But
and then it's like whatever happens, like questions come up naturally is my favorite kind of interview.
Same here. Because
Yeah.
what I always find, you know, you'd have a guest in and it's like you'd get together with them and you'd prep before you go on the air, which I never believed in because the prep was the shit people wanted to hear.
Exactly.
You know, by the time you get, because, you know, one of the greatest advice I ever got was Larry King. You know, one of the great in broadcast industry ever. Yeah. And he always said, I never study an interview, the person I'm going to interview, because why should I know more than the people who I'm sending this interview to?
Yeah.
They want to know the shit that I'm, you know, they're going to want the basic to start with. So, you know, I've always kind of gone into it with that. I just want to be the everyday person when I'm speaking with somebody.
And you do honestly, man, you do a great job at it. And please don't ever discredit yourself because you're fucking dope. You're really good at what you do.
I appreciate that.
You know, you can keep a conversation going, and I'm sure you probably had some really bad like interviews where you're just like, oh shit, how do I?
There's actually one a couple months ago. His name was Guillermo.
Yeah, that was the worst, right? That guy was fucking such a dick.
No, you can always find something out of somebody. And if they suck, you just play off that fact that they suck.
Yeah.
You know, you do.
Yeah, I do that with Chris all the time.
Yeah.
You guys do it well. You both mask it. The dislike is thick in here, but the way they
Yeah.
work through it and have it not show up on camera,
Dude, so
professional.
many people think that we don't actually like each other. It's freaking hilarious.
It is
That's
fucking hilarious.
awesome.
Yeah, because honestly, all we do sometimes is like, we're out of material. Fuck you, Chris.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like when the conversation starts dying and be like, gee, you're an idiot. And you're just like, no, maybe. Yeah.
and then we just kind of riff off of that. So,
Yeah.
but no, we should probably get going because I know you probably have more things to do. But
Dude,
also,
I'm
we
good.
don't want to waste all the material on just one episode. Man, we're going to have you back for sure. Absolutely.
Please
If
do.
you're down
No,
for
this is
that.
great. Yeah.
And I know because you're just doing morning shows now. You're not doing the. What was the show that I was on with you?
I was doing the Good Afternoon Guy
That's
show
right,
at
you're
that
doing
time.
that
And
one,
no,
right?
back into mornings where I belong. After 30 years of getting up at 2:33 in the morning and getting creative and doing a show,
Yeah.
my brain's ready to go at that time.
Oh, yeah.
Putting it off till afternoon was torture. So being
bet.
back when I'm naturally in my creative flow, is so cool.
I'm not trying to
good.
self-invite us, but if you're ever needing, two guys to just join you guys for.
Dude, we
Fuck
got
it.
a
Well,
4-hour
fuck it, 4
show.
hours.
We're
You'd
looking
have,
at
to wake up early, bro.
I will wake up early. Trust me. I woke up early for that stupid golf show. I will wake up early for fucking
Oh,
Brian.
yeah.
Garrett, so.
We'll tell you a little bit of that golf show after this.
I look forward to that.
But again, thanks guys for checking out DVD Extras, our YouTube exclusive. Make sure to like, comment, and wiggle some of that bellage. G, anything?
Huge thank you to Brian Gary for being with us. Sorry, El Grande is what we're going to call
El
him.
Grande.
Make sure you guys check him out on Good Morning Noco on from 6 to
6 to 10.
6 to 10. Fuck, I can't do math. 6 to 10 on KFK, 1310 and 103.1 on our airwaves here in Greeley, Colorado.
I was like, was that right? I don't know.
No, 103.1 FM,
Okay, cool.
1310 AM,
Sorry, I didn't say AM,
KFKA.
FM. I just said,
Online, 1310kfka.com.
Brian Gary, thanks so
Perfect.
much, man. This has been wonderful.
Been a
Yes.
pleasure.
Thank
Thank
you,
We'll
sir.
take another
Thank you,
shot
brother.
outside of this, but
And yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
cheers, you guys. Thank you so much. Peace.